Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. And what I want to talk about is women. And the thing is, I've lost my wife here maybe nine years ago, I guess. And one of the things that I've noticed is the as I run around and I want to say in the United States, and this is where I've seen it most, is the good men. And when I say good, I'm talking about they're responsible, they're more well-rounded, they're much easier to get along with. They all seem to have a good woman. And I've noticed that my woman calmed me down and helped guide me through life. I got her when I was 22, a couple years after I came back from Vietnam. And she played a really important part of my life. And she helped me a lot. And so that's my own personal experience. But what I've seen is the deterioration of good women. I don't think women even realize and understand what makes a good woman. And if you're not a good woman, you're probably, I'd say, fall in the bracket of a guy without a woman. And if the thing is, and it used to be, a woman gets a man because she thinks, I'm going to do something with this man. She can see something in this man. This is why she got him. I even asked my wife, I said, man, after we've been married, we've gone all this crap behind us, and we're mature. And I asked her, I said, man, why did you possibly want to marry me? And she says, well, you had a good back. In other words, I didn't mind working and taking responsibility and doing this. She could see this in me. So the woman's much more observant. And she got a lot out of me without all the nagging and whining and bitching and all this kind of stuff. She had to think. That's why I thought all women were really smart, because of my wife. I thought, well, women think about this stuff, and they can make better judgments than men. And but what I've been seeing is, I guess maybe her mother taught her this. Maybe the women. Where's Rex? Hey, let's go, Rex. Yeah, there she is. Maybe the women. Hey, Rex, get over here. Women aren't learning how to be a woman. I don't know, maybe because the mama's not at home. She doesn't. The little girl doesn't see the mama interact with the daddy and see how this man and woman team works, how they're able to function and get things done. And I'm talking about the modern woman. They're not understanding what it is to be a woman. There's just so much. They're missing out so much. I've seen a lot of women, and I'm not sure what they're looking for. And I'm thinking they're the same thing. I don't think they know what they're looking for. And but the ones that really have it made are the ones that have been married for a long period of time and have worked out all this stuff, and they've learned. And so that's kind of like the way it is. Now another thing in the way of women in general, one of the things I couldn't understand is why men go to war. And now it's changed. Now, hey, they got queers, they got women, they got put every kind of dip there is in war. And that's really where it's taken the professional soldier isn't quite the same as he used to be either. But really, now we're not talking about the modern woman, but really women in looking at mankind, a woman is very important. I mean, they're the ones that reproduce. They're the ones that are caring. They're the ones that are more thoughtful. They think much better. That's why man and woman as a team, they can get a lot of things done. And when you see them in business, working together in business, they can really do good. And the thing is, women, even in the old days, the soldiers would kill each other and all this stuff, but they wanted to make sure their women, that's what you're doing. You're protecting your woman. That's really what it is even now. A good man, his priority should be his woman, not the kids. Why? Because the woman is protecting the kids, so you got to protect the woman. So, but that's the way it's been throughout mankind. And I've seen it in third world countries where they don't have the moral structure. They may say, well, yeah, we've got this belief, or they're Christians or Muslims or Buddhists, or I guess Buddhists don't have kids. I don't know, but anyway, they talk the talk, but they don't really have it inside them. That's where the morals part comes in. And so I don't understand, maybe the women don't understand their moral responsibility. Yes, taking care of the kids and taking care of the man, helping the man make decisions, because the man's responsible, supposedly. And that's the good man, takes responsibility. I'm not saying that he's going to make all these good decisions. I'm not saying that. I made a lot of mistakes. But the woman's got to be able to allow the man to make decisions, make mistakes, and learn from those mistakes. And then there's times once she starts figuring out her man, she'll figure out how to you can see where he's starting to think. You got to get his mind off of that and get him going somewhere else or something, make him think better. And these are things that I don't think the women quite understand, how important being a woman is. A lot of times women now are getting more focused on money. And yes, they need to be focused on security, but not necessarily money. And that's one thing that I've noticed on my wife. Money wasn't a motivation. She just didn't want me. She knew the less screw ups I do, we will make money. There will be security. There will be all this kind of stuff. So then, and it's not like she had to do this stuff. She had to make sure that I did it. She had to back me up, help me think of stuff. That's why I missed her, because I don't have anybody to toss all these really weird ideas out with. And I come up with all these ideas, and then it's easier if I'm working with somebody that they can help me. So then I can continue on doing, ensuring our security. And it's not, like I say, it's not money. It is a satisfaction of knowing you're secure. And that's why I couldn't understand why there was times we didn't have money and she felt good because we were secure. Why? because together as a family, we still were able to produce and do things. Even though we had failures, we could still do things, follow up on other projects that were better than maybe some of the ones that weren't so good. So, I mean, it's not like every ball game we're hitting home runs. So this is what the woman has to understand, because the man, he's not all that quick. He's not going to figure all that stuff out. And I don't think all men are quite like me. I'm really one-track mind. But I can get different projects going, but I need a good woman, a woman that I can trust and stand behind me to follow up on a lot of stuff that I get going. I love getting things going, but it gets kind of tedious over and over and over again for me. And my wife liked the tedious stuff as long as it's counting money and keeping track of the money and this type of stuff. So, but this is something that I think that is really lacking, the understanding of what a good woman is supposed to be. That understanding is lacking in men and women, and I don't think they're taught. And like I say, I think it's funny because even I went to etiquette, I think is the way they teach you manners and stuff like that. When I was a little kid, they put me to a school where they taught me manners and stuff. And so it was good that I learned that, even though I really didn't apply it too much. But my wife brought it up and made sure that I had flashbacks of etiquette school. So she'd make sure that there was, I had the part of being manning up is acting like a man. And so these are things that children are going to learn, and they'll learn more direct from their mothers than from their fathers. And like I said, I didn't have a mother, so that's why I kind of missed out on stuff like that. And so I was kind of like behind the 8 ball getting going. But she realized that and knew that her work was cut out for her. So this is the part that I think a lot of women don't quite understand. I think they're looking for easy street, because I've seen a lot of failures, and a lot of them had money. so it's not the money, it's not the thing that makes or breaks a bond from a man than a woman. But this is something that I think women need to pay more attention to than anybody, because even though the buck stops with the man, a smart woman knows she's got a big say-so in what's going on. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.